Hey, good evening. It's Larry the Lion Live, late night with Larry the Lion Live. Welcome to my podcast. I'm thinking I'm going to do a nightly recap. um, I don't know who's going to tune in to see this or see it in the future, but I'm Larry the Lion, and this is my story. This is my journey that I share. So many days I feel like giving up, but I won't. Can't give up. No matter what goes on in my life, I can't give up. Um, Crazy life. I have crazy good, crazy bad. Sometimes this keeps me going. It's 8:30 on the West Coast. Maybe we'll get a couple West Coasters in here. Um, let's see if we can get this going a little bit. So it's a little brighter there. So I hope you guys are all having a good night, and let me see if I can share this a little bit. My YouTube and Sam did it, and got no viewers. There we go. Let's share it with a couple people. Yeah. So, we had one person that just put a little care, but they didn't stick around. But so I just wanted to come on, and I was trying to go to sleep, but I'm just gonna sit and toss and turn anyways. So yeah, Joshua, it's always gonna be available on YouTube. So you can always look for it on YouTube, or here it's gonna be here on Facebook Live as well too. So where are you at, Joshua? I've never met you, but yeah, there's always gonna be a recording provided. Thank you, brother. So I was sitting here getting ready to toss and turn. Because if I try and go to sleep, I'll take 4 melatonin and I won't be asleep. It'll literally wake up in an hour and a half. So I'm gonna try and just burn out now before I can. Because when I try and go to sleep early, I can't. My mind just keeps on running, and that's part of why I used to do drugs and alcohol, was to shut my mind off. But this is really interesting. So I'm gonna share something with you guys, and I didn't think I had any pictures, but apparently I do. This is from 2 years ago. If I can pull it up on Facebook, I'll put it on the other screen and share it with you guys. So let me do this. I found a picture on Facebook from my Facebook memories. Now I'm frozen right now. Maybe it'll unfreeze. Oh, all right, yeah, I remember you, Joshua. So this is gonna freeze for a second, but let me, if I can get the notifications to open up on the screen, because it's got both of me on there. Come on, my computer's being really slow. Change 6 files. Come on. Alright, where's the memories? Come on, let scroll down. Alright, here we go. So let me share this screen with you guys. Thank you, Kate. Nice to meet you. I think you just asked me for a friend request. I approved it. Alright, so I'm going to share with you a little bit of a history here. Wait, how many windows do I got open? Apparently a lot. There's a whole bunch open. Well, let me close some of these windows down. That'll speed some things up. 1 second. I didn't realize I had that many tabs open still. Alright, one more. Okay. Alright, so hey Nettie. Wait, don't go nowhere, Nettie. So let me show this for you guys. This is really interesting. So this was 2 years ago. I remember this. It was the brand new Circa Casino opened in Las Vegas, right? Let me do it like this. Give you guys a little bit better shot. And this was my corner suite there. Let's see if I can do this a little bit. So I got this to go up there in the brand new Circa Hotel and Casino in Vegas 2 years ago. It's freezing, but so I had this room all to myself, but so that's gonna keep on freezing. So, anyways, so I had this room there. Let me do this. Try and get a little better view for you. So it won't freeze. So it was a full moon that night. All of my worst drug binges happened when it was a full moon. So I was living in Summerlin. I went and bought a bunch of cocaine and crack, and I went up there to smoke it. And here I am, March 28th, 2021. Start of the it was a year into the pandemic. This was when I was at my heaviest. I was almost 500 pounds here. I was somewhere between 475 and 500 there. Because when I was at the hospital, they weighed me at 475, but I got fatter. And look, I'm throwing up the deuces, the peace sign there, right? So, what's that say? Yeah. You see that? Look at me. I was like 400, I'd say 80 pounds there. You see how my face was all red, like the teeth all fucked up from the drugs. I'm sweating. You can see the hair. My hair is all wet, right? So I'm looking through my memories, and this picture is gonna blow you away. Look at me. Here I am, 480 pounds. I'd say about 480, 480, 485 there. two years ago. Look how fucking fat I was 2 years ago. I can't believe it looking at this picture. Um, you can't even see my neck between there. Is that insane? Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. But yeah, that was my heaviest. This was the very heaviest I was. I mean, I still have that shirt. I mean, look at my arms. They're like a kid's legs. So, I was feeling a little depressed and ungrateful here a little bit. Even after I just got off the phone with Matt Munson. We were still wearing masks back then. See, I took a bottle of whiskey up there with me. Took an Uber up there. Full moon. And I had just gotten a hernia. I remember I had went into the hospital and they wouldn't operate on me because I was too fat. They said, I said, but that's why I'm fat. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go get drunk and high. And that was during my worst right there. 500 pounds. I was close to 500 pounds in that picture. I mean, look at those big planters. And, look how big I was. I've lost over 200 pounds since that picture 2 years ago. I'd say I've lost about 215 pounds since this picture. That was March 28, 2021 at the Circa Resort Casino. So the past couple of weeks, I've been suffering from, not suffering, letting myself in my mind, my mindset's been fucked up. I've been trying to get a job. I can't find a job. It's been really. I'm older now. I used to be able to walk in any restaurant, even when I was fatter, just get hired. I've tried. I went to an interview today, and the guy tells me, he goes, "Oh, I don't know why the other manager told you to come back because we're looking for a younger girl." So then I had like 3 people message me and say, "You need to go get a lawyer." I'm like, "Get a lawyer for what?" Thank you, Yanetti. When I'm gonna get a lawyer to to contest and not getting hired, spend all that time and energy, forget that. So I had a long conversation with Matt Munson from Sub 2 tonight. He's on Arch with Sam Singh and Cody Rose and 150 other Sub 2 students. There's people that have been following me on my journey since the middle of last year that I never even knew were following me. Like Matt's telling me on the phone how proud he was of me. And it's easy for me to get caught up in my head and have the imposter syndrome and think, why am I doing this? Is anybody really paying attention? And Cody Rose yesterday in Arch's daily Zoom, we do a Zoom at 1 o'clock Eastern time. A bunch of the other students, Sub 2 students, were in the Discord listening to me make calls to agents Sunday night. And like half a dozen of them were like, "Man, Larry was so good. Larry was this. Larry was that." And Cody said, "Well, he's a leader now." I mean, me, a leader? It's from this guy here. Wait, over here. I'm trying to point. Okay, it's not working because the camera's like this. But the guy in that picture, look at him. I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not that guy anymore. That man right there doesn't exist anymore. Look at my neck. Do you see that neck? I mean, I'm gonna post this on Facebook. I'm gonna put a I'm gonna get a shirt and the sweat. I still have the same shirt and sweatpants I was wearing that day. Um, I'm gonna post that, somewhere, probably on my page or Instagram first, and then do it side by side. But I'm not that person anymore. I'm not. I don't even know who that person was 2 years ago. I can't imagine going back to that. But the point was that I'm gonna toss and turn and be up all night anyways because I'm anxious. I don't have my rent. She's like listening in the other room. Um, I don't know what to do. I'm trying. I've been looking for jobs. I've been doing what I need to do every day. I've been on Privy. I've been looking for properties, calling agents. I had a deal fall through today. It was only a $17,000 land deal in Texas that a hedge fund was buying, and it didn't pass the inspection in the flood zone. So they needed a permit, but the Dallas, Fort Worth City, I'm not sure if it was Fort Worth or Dallas, um, said it would take a year to get the permit to build on there. So I just lost the third deal in a month that has fallen through for other reasons. Seller's wife wanted to do one, husband didn't because the agent was trying to explain subject to him, and she didn't know how to explain it, so they didn't want to do it. Um, I had a call tonight with an agent, and she was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know about subject. I don't know anything about it. I'll ask my people, but you can't let them go ask because they're gonna mess it up." So I got a little combative with her. Andrea Chin and another sub two student were listening on the call. It wasn't mean or anything, but I don't know. There's so many people that are behind me and supporting me and helping me right now to grow, like Sam Singh. He provided so much value today, so much value for Team Arch. I'm going to show you this too, what I made. This is really cool though. Let me go to my story. So this was the smoke shop that I didn't get the job at today. This was just the day before when I went in for the first interview. I had to come back and see. Pretty cool. Oh, I mean, I like this one, but this. Oh, it's gonna keep freezing. It's just gonna keep freezing on me. Um, so let me close that down so it doesn't keep me. Anyways, it was about this time last night that Justin Birch messaged me out of the blue, and thank you, Nettie. And he was like, "Hey, we need you to jump on this Zoom right now." I'm like, "Dude, it's midnight." And me and Justin never had a good relationship. He's an amazing guy, really is. Last year we got off on the wrong foot, and then we reconnected. And he was like, "Oh, it's you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's me. Sorry, I didn't mean to be an asshole. I thought you were, something else." I had no idea who he was, but he's like, "Why don't you come on to Zoom?" And he made me co-host, and he's like, "I want you to tell people your story." I'm like, "What story?" He's like, "Your story." And there's people following me that I don't even know are following me until they tell me they're following me. A lot of people don't leave comments like Unetti's doing right now. Unetti's my friend. She's been my good friend for a long time. Um, there's people like her that are out here following me, but then there's people that are watching but not saying anything. They've just been watching. Um, and it was really cool that Justin hadn't come on, and so I spent like an hour. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning by the time I finished telling my story. I mean, like I got deep into my story. But just have that picture of me and see who I was 2 years ago on this very day. There was a full moon. I was almost 500 pounds. It was crazy, crazy. I should make that into a background. That picture. Maybe I'll do that. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull that up again. I'm going back over here. That looked like a pretty crazy background. Where is it? There it is. And give me a second. I'll get it. Let me save it. Save image as. We'll just see how big this thing is. Come on. It's going to take a second to load. Give me a minute. Come on. My computer's so slow. I can't wait to get a first deal so I can go buy a brand new MacBook Pro. Get it all set up. I'm going to put the name of this one as Fat Ass. Oh, you guys can't see that. I was putting it on my screen. Alright, so let me change the background really quick here. Settings. This should look pretty funny. I think it's going to look funny. Where are you going to go, Yannetti? You're going to go to sleep. Uh-oh. We're scanning the document to make sure it's safe. There it goes. Alright. Virtual background. Add picture. Pictures. FAT. Where is it? I just uploaded it. There it is. It's upside down. Click for more layouts. It's not letting me do it. I can do it upside down. Oh, see, it didn't work. It's upside down. Maybe that wasn't a good idea, but it didn't work. Didn't work as I planned. I was trying to get the background. Mind over matter, yes. So that's pretty crazy to see how I can share it with you guys again. Let me share this screen. Try and do it like this way a little bit different. Slides, extra camera. I could do slides. What's a slide? I've never done a slide. I have no slides. Let's see. There we go. Can you see? Oh. That's no, go back. Wait, go back. And look at that one. Can you see that one? That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I've never done it like this. edit layout, dynamic grid. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, and this is the next one. You see how I was 500 pounds in that picture. Hey, Pansy. So that was 2 years ago. I was 500 pounds there, or almost 500. I was somewhere between. Oh, I was over 475. I know that because I went to the hospital because I had a hernia, and I know what my weight was, and I know I got fatter after that. Like I was just being a glutton because it was pandemic. It was 2 years ago. Um, that was 2 years ago, and they told me, or they told everybody. They said, uh, if you smoke, you drink, you have pre-existing conditions, you're fat, you're gonna die first. So I was like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go get high. Fuck this shit. Um, so hard to look back at that picture and see how far I've come. Um, I've lost 200 plus pounds since I was in that picture. 200 pounds. That's a lot. That's a whole nother like human being. That's like two human beings. But I just want to get on here and do like a late night thing, or stop sharing because it's all messed up. Why is this? My layout is all different now. Okay, now I'm all messed up. It's full screen. I did some kind of setting change, and I don't like it. Go back. New layout. Dynamic camera recommended. Oh shoot, I'm messing all kinds of things up. Anyways, hey Nicole. Yeah, the only thing I can't do right now is find a job. I put my mind to finding a job and I can't find one. And Julie Burkhart asked me what I need earlier, and I'm too embarrassed to ask. I'm literally gonna be thrown out of here in a couple days if I don't come up with some money. I'm trying to talk too loud because she's in the other room, and so that's why I haven't been sleeping. Hey Nicole, I haven't. So I was gonna try and go to sleep, but I'm just gonna sit here and toss and turn anyways. But it was crazy seeing those Facebook memories. Actually, here I should post it on Facebook, but I don't want to. Yeah, I'll mess with it later. But we got 5 viewers. We got Nicole, Pansy, and Yanetti. Who else is out there? Are you watching on YouTube? I know Yanetti was on YouTube. She always goes on YouTube. I like that. If you haven't been to my YouTube, please subscribe. Yeah, no. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, I had 2 interviews in the past 2 days, and I had the other one on Friday or Thursday last week at the Pokey Company. I got another one tomorrow at Outback Steakhouse. I called my old manager in Vegas when I last worked at Outback, and I got fired. I was talking with Matt Munson for an hour tonight and Sol Mustafa for an hour. There's so many people that have been following me, and I don't know they're following me. I don't know that they're watching my story until they reach out to me. And everybody. Matt was telling me, he goes, Larry, you're the most consistent person in sub 2, as far as putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. he goes, the only other person that does more YouTube and Facebook Live is Pace. I think there's a lot of other students that do that though. There's like Samsung, Mindset Marlin, and Elena Trang. There's a few people that got podcasts and they're really good at it and they're really successful. Um, Lots of training. Well, Pansy, when are you gonna get your first deal? When are you gonna come out here and get some deals? Hey, buddy. So, hey, Joel. Hold on. Now I gotta show Joel. Joel, you gotta see this. I'm gonna share this for you. Hold on. I'm gonna do it back over here. All right. Joel, this was me 2 years ago. I was 485, 90 pounds in this picture. That Joel, is that crazy? Look at that. You can't even see my neck. I mean, there is no neck. I had no neck. That was me 2 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that, Nicole. Ah, look at me. It's really hard for me to look at that picture. It's that I let myself go that far, and that I haven't been consistent in the past couple months. Make excuses. I haven't been doing my one meal a day. I've plateaued. I haven't gone up, but I haven't gone down anymore. And I've been justifying it by saying, well, I'm out of money, so I'm eating cheap. But I haven't been fasting like I was either. Like I used to fast. Like I'd go a day or two without eating. I know, but I had another deal fall through today. It was a land deal in Texas, and it was only going to be $1,000. It should have been my first deal, plus the other two that fell through earlier last month. And um, it's I'm so close, but to have three that were under contract and fall through, it's kind of painful. Um, I don't know. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Nicole. Um, it's it's kind of tough. The one in Texas fell through because they needed a permit to build on the land in order to a flood zone, and the city of Dallas told the hedge fund that it would take a year for them to approve the permit. So, well, I was doing exercise at Planet Fitness, and there is no Planet Fitness here. I know I see I'm making an excuse. I need to just get up my ass up in the morning and go for a walk. Scenary Lim, she's my friend in Bradenton from Sub 2. She's doing the 75 hard again, and I should be doing it with her. But 45 minutes inside, 45 minutes outside. Um, but yeah, that was me 2 years ago. I can't believe it. I can't believe I was that big 2 years ago. Hey, Elizabeth. That was me 2 years ago on this very day. It was 11:11. It is 11:11 where you are. But that's ironic you said that, Joe, because at 11:11 here in my time, um, I got a message from somebody that told me they just sent me a bunch of deals to my inbox in Texas, where I have the hedge fund buyer. So I'm gonna go open those up, but to have that deal fall through again today, it's the third one. It's hard. It's challenging. Keep going. Hello?
Who's this?
This is Larry Parsons. Who's this?
This is Lila.
Lila?
Remember, I guess.
Oh, I was calling. Oops. It's 1212. That was a number I skip traced earlier. Probably hold on, let me call that back. It might be a homeowner. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this homeowner.
Please leave your message
shit.
for.
I'm gonna call it back one more time. Double tap.
Please leave your message for 70246044216.
Hey Lila, you just called me. My name is Larry Parsons. The reason I called this number, I had skip traced a number looking for an owner of a house that's for sale in Vegas there over on Sun Valley. I don't have the address right in front of me, but I think the last name was Greenberg. Do you know the owner of that house? It's over in Vegas there, and they have it for sale. The agent doesn't want to present the offer that I was trying to offer on the house. So if you know the owner of that house that's for sale, please have him give me a call back. Thank you. Yeah, so I was trying to backdoor an agent in Vegas earlier tonight. What'd I miss? Nicole, need to get no gym needed. I still need to get my ass outside for a walk. Let's go. And lots of Texas buyers. All right, Joel, and a bigger, sexier deal is around the corner. Thank you, brother. And sorry, hey Nicole, I'm here for you too. I'm here for all you guys. Elizabeth, are you still out there, Liz? Where'd she go? I don't even see her comment anymore. I got lost there. Joel, you should get an award for blowing up the chat. We should give you, Joel, the blowing up the chat reward. I'm always here. Thank you, Joel. I think I'm gonna, make this like a regular thing, like at 11:30 at night. Larry the Lion live late night. Because I haven't been getting too many people in the middle of the afternoon. I think people are doing their thing, and it's I get more viewers on at nighttime. People are not making calls during the day. They're not doing their day jobs. They're not doing their W-2s. So we get a little more interaction here, and it's a good way to close out my day. Spend it with my friends and family, because you guys are my friends and family now. Because that guy in that picture, he doesn't exist anymore. Neither does his friends, or neither does his family. Because I walked away from my family and my so-called friends. They were just a bunch of hookers and drug dealers in Vegas and drug addicts. And then nothing against them. Some of them were good people. Some people really had big hearts, but they're trapped by the devil in whatever they're doing there, whether it's heroin, crack, or crystal meth. I pray for them, but I can't be part of their life, and they can't be part of my life, because they'll drag me back down. They're like the crabs in the bucket, like Pace always says. You're the crab trying to get out. You're at the top, and those other crabs are just going to keep pulling you back down. pulling you back down into their misery. But I got people like you, all of you guys, Joel, Nicole, Elizabeth, Yannetti, um, Danny Ann. I mean, so many people that come onto my podcast encourage me, and like Matt Munson, Soul Mustafa. I had 2 long conversations. I connected Matt with this other guy who's got a house in Florida here, Andres Blandon. It almost fits Pace's buy box to the T. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my picture on the big screen next to me here, and it's just so crazy. You know, I I can't even see my eyes in that thing. It's just, I can't believe I let myself go like that for so long, so many decades. All that time wasted. Um, I know that's not me. I'm not that person anymore. Which was an interesting thing, I keep on using it. I stole that from Pace. I use that a lot in all my conversations now. This is very interesting. It's a little trick that Pace uses to get you involved in his conversation, get you a little more interested. It's a very interesting thing. What's that say, Joe? Let the progress motivate you. Let it show you have the power, and God is on my side. I do, and that's why I have this podcast, to show people that guy, who I used to be, where I am today, with the friends like you guys. I love you guys. You guys are my family now. You are my best friends. I haven't met 89% of you guys in like physically, but I feel like you're my brothers, my sisters. You're my best friends. And that's why I share my life with you, and anybody in the future that's watching it. You can see where I came from. You see shit like this.
Sorry, there was a problem with the app.
Here, Siri. Remember, Siri's always listening to you. Hey, Siri.
Okay, I found this.
Hey, Siri, tell me a joke.
I admit I was wrong about how good my chiropractor is. I stand corrected.
She doesn't have very good jokes.
I asked my friend to explain to me what an acorn is. They said it's an oak tree, in a nutshell.
Well, one more.
Why don't lions hang out with other species? Their pride gets in the way.
That was a good one. Right on cue. The Larry the Lion Show. Why don't lions hang out with other species? Their pride gets in the way. Kind of what I was just talking about. Why I don't hang out with those species of drug addicts and fucked up people anymore, because you guys are my pride, and you're keeping me from going back to that life by supporting me, encouraging me every day, and it really means a lot to me, and I'm so grateful for you guys, girls and guys and women and boys. Joel's a little boy. He's my little buddy, but it's okay. I still miss Vegas. I miss my church out there. It, it There's a lot of things I want to do here in Florida, like that I can't because I don't have money. Like I haven't been to Disney since 1982. I've never been in Universal Studios, despite living here 33 years ago in the same very town I am now, which I don't know how I ended up here again. And then I lived in Daytona 20 years ago, and I'd never been to Universal. I love roller coasters, but that guy in that picture, he couldn't fit on a fucking roller coaster. I tried 7 years ago when I was in Los Angeles, and my heart stopped and I died 3 times. I mean, I was like clinically dead for like 2 minutes, they said, and At the longest time it stopped. But they put the pacemaker in me, and my mom and stepdad had been helping me out and supporting me. They literally cut me off the day I was getting out of the hospital. So what did I do? This is going to be really crazy sounding, but I said, you know what? I got this pacemaker in me. I got my only support just cut me off. I said, fuck it. I went out to Compton, bought a bunch of dope, and I went to Magic Mountain, Six Flags, to go ride roller coasters and get high. I said, this pacemaker is either going to work or it's not going to work. Well, I'm still here. It worked, but I couldn't even get on the roller coaster. The Superman, I was up in the front of it, and I couldn't get the thing to come down to hook the belt in. And it was like the kid could have adjusted it a little bit. But he's like, here, try a different one. So I went to the behind, pulled down the thing again. I couldn't lock it down. And the kid yells out. He's like 15 years old, and there's a bunch, like 80 to 100 other kids in line waiting to get on the roller coaster. And he's like, sir, you're too fat. You need to get off the ride. Fuck. You know, and I love roller coasters. That really hurt when a kid said that to me. And they all started laughing at me. That was brutal. That guy, you know, because I was about that big back 7 years ago, too. Not quite that big, but I was over 400, like 425. Here's another thing about being this size right here. When you're this big, during the start of the pandemic, remember everybody was buying toilet paper, right? And shit was running out everywhere. So me, I couldn't. This is gonna sound really disgusting, but when you're this fat, you cannot wipe your ass. You can't. You just can't. It's impossible. Your arms aren't long enough. So I had to buy a bidet to, and which was cool because I didn't have to worry about toilet paper. But if you ever see anybody that's 500 pounds, I guarantee they're not wiping their own ass. They literally cannot do it. All those 500-pound life. Um, yeah, I know it's disgusting, but it's the truth. It's Nicole's like, wow. What did I feel in that near-death experience, Joel? So, you ever see that movie, Total Recall, with the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the original one, not with that Irish guy. What's his name? But the original Total Recall. So, when it's true, it is the truth, right? Um, Bidets are dope, dude. I love those things, man. You clean at the whistle, water. But so Joel, back to your question. This is interesting. So I didn't know that they took me to surgery. I didn't know that I had died. I didn't know that they operated on me, put a pacemaker. Because the doctor told me a couple days before, they said, well, we're going to try and, we're debating. Because I had a whole team of doctors. I didn't have just one doctor. See, I needed a team because I was that fucked up. I had a blood clot. I think there was like the fourth or fifth DVT blood clot in my leg. I had cellulitis. I had MRSA, flesh eating shit. And I had a heart attack. And they found the arrhythmia because I'd been sitting in my car smoking crack for the whole time I was in Los Angeles, basically. And so they said, you're too big to safely put under anesthesia. And said, we're debating what to do. So when I woke up coming out of surgery, I seen all these bright lights. There's two bright lights. There's a couple nurses with face masks on, and there were some scalpels right to the right of me, within arm's reach. And I was like, oh shit, they put the fucking spy chip in me. just like Total Recall. And I seen the door, and I seen the people in the room, and my first thought was to grab those scalpels. And there was a nurse here and a nurse here standing both above me. I was reaching for the scalpel, and I was going to reach up and cut both their throats. I swear to God, this is 100% true. As I'm reaching for the scalpel, the door opens, and in walks this guy. And I stop, and I'm like, wait, I know this guy. I'm like, who is he? And then I'm like, oh shit, that's the anesthesiologist. And I stopped, and I said, I started apologizing to both the nurses. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I'm crying, and I'm crying, and the doctor and the anesthesiologist comes over. He's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, no, 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 you don't understand. I was about to kill these bitches. I swear I was gonna fucking cut their throats. He's like, we've heard this before. It's okay. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you heard this before? He's like, that's why we didn't want to put you under, because you big people like you have complications, and we had to rush you into surgery. Your nurse stayed by your bed all night and kept you alive. Your heart had stopped 3 times last night, and we didn't have a pacemaker for you, so we had to fuse 2 different ones together to keep you alive, because there's no time to order it. We had one that we're getting it ordered for you, but so basically your nurse saved your life, and you're sitting here right now. And I'm sitting there bawling and crying. I'm like, but I was gonna kill these bitch. I'm sorry. You know, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You know, fuck. I mean, that's some crazy shit, huh? Swear to God, it's a 100% true story. Um, I'm 53, born June 19th, 1969. Thank you, Pansy. I don't know what the reason is, though. uh, Maybe to save just one person's life. I didn't know that, Aunt Nicole. I had no idea. So, like, that was insane, Joel. Um, I know it wasn't my fault. It was my fault, because I was doing all them drugs, and I was sitting in my car smoking crack for days, and that's how I got the blood clot. That's how I had actually caught the cellulitis at Ronald Reagan. I was in 3 hospitals while I was in Los Angeles for those 2 months. The very first day, when I took my girlfriend from Las Vegas, Tia, who ironically, I loved her. I loved her more than any girl in my whole life. Um, we spent tons of nights sitting up after we ran out of dope and talking about dreams of the future. And she wanted to be an interior designer and design in mansions, and I wanted to be able to buy those mansions for her. And we didn't know how to do that, but we'd always have those talks. And when I started on this journey last year, I saw her on Mother's Day at church. And during the pandemic, when I was this fat, we had lost track. We stopped talking, because she would have been gotten clean at the start of the pandemic. So I thought she was 2 years ahead of me, because we lost track because I wasn't clean. But so I saw her at church on Mother's Day, and I said, Tia, I found this guy. His name's Pace Morby. Remember all those dreams that we used to talk about, Tia? About designing the mansions and building, houses and building an empire together. I'm gonna make it come true. I found the guy that's gonna help me do it. He's gonna show everything. I'm gonna show you, Tia. Well, the next week at church, or I think it might have been 2 weeks after that, I'd never met her mother in 7 years. Never met her father. I knew her 3 sons. They loved me. She was a mixed. She was Puerto Rican um, and French, and her sons were black, but they loved me. They were great kids, despite being that guy. But finally, I met her mother at a church, and just started being on the journey. This was like May, middle of May, and I had never been in the gym. I was just doing the one meal a day, and she was like, "Hey, you want to come to Mayweather boxing with me tomorrow?" And I was like, "Okay, God's telling me, hey, it's your time to get in the gym. He is inviting you. You know, this is what you want." And I wasn't trying to pursue her because I wanted to get further along and get some success in my real estate before I chased her again. The next day, she never showed up. Didn't answer the phone. This was Monday. Tuesday, all of a sudden I see her pop on Instagram. She's with some dude. Like, she popped into his live stream, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to Mayweather boxing?" She's like, "Yeah, we can go to Central later. That's our church," because they had Celebrate Recovery there. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I'm like, "Fuck." So, and she looked fucked up. And I'm like, something's not right. So it was come Wednesday, Thursday, she's still not answering my calls. And Thursday night, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this bitch, right? I tried saving her twice. That's why I went to LA in the first place, to get her away from Las Vegas, to get her off the crystal meth. And so it's Friday morning, and I heard this song while I was in Fuku Burger. That was where I was eating my one meal a day. It's a Japanese burger base. I used to eat there like 5 times a week during my first starts of the one meal a day. And I heard the song, "Don't Save Her, Don't Save Her." It was J. Cole. She don't want to be saved. And I was thinking, fuck Tia, because I used to play that song for her. Well, in the morning, Friday morning, I got a call from Rachel. I used to fight Rachel for her. Tia was bisexual. Long story, but Rachel calls me up. Rachel's been clean for 7 years now. Rachel tells me that they found Tia, and she'd been out for 10 minutes, and she was in the hospital on a ventilator. No brain function, no movement. Ironically, I started down this journey, and I thought she was 2 years ahead of me. She wasn't. So I lost her. So there's a lot of parts to my story you guys don't know yet. That was another one. It's been a long year. Last year, 13 months and 2 weeks now. That was God's plan, though. It had to happen like that. She's still alive now, but she's not the same. She'll never be Tia again, the Tia that I knew. But God took her out of my life because God knew that if He didn't, I would focus on her instead of focusing on my journey. I would have put everything into her like I always had, and he didn't take her, but He did take her. God had to remove her because I wouldn't have made the progress that I made. And He knew that she was still using, and that He didn't want me to go back there, so He had to take her out of my life. I mean, she's still alive, she's still got her boys, but she's not her anymore. She's not her. And I had to, that's one of the things I've gone through. Let me see some of these comments. Thank you. Yeah, storytelling. When I went to Los Angeles last year for the meetup with Carlos Ruiz and Mikey Carcamo, Christian Hernandez, and JJ Azarian. At night when I got there, when I left Vegas, and I got a flat tire on the way there, and the man named Jesus changed my tire. And Pace loved that when I told him that story. I wouldn't have made it there if I would have possibly died. Because when I was the tire was low, and I was just looking to put air in it to make it to the meetup, the REI meetup. It's been my first meetup. He goes, I can't. He goes, no, there was the two gas stations. The air pump didn't work, and then there was a tire shop, and it was like part of LA where there's nothing. It was like I had to get back on highway or drive on country roads where there'd be another gas station. And the guy goes, I go, hey, can you put some change my tire? Like I think it's leaking, fix it. He's like, oh no, we closing. He's closing his garage down. I was like, please, I gotta go to meet this real estate meetup, and I gotta be there. And can you just put some air in? He's like, okay. So then he goes, no, señor, no, amigo. He goes, I can't let you drive. You're gonna fucking die. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, look, it's bad. He goes, I give you a new tire, $45. Is it okay? I said, yeah, sure. He brings me out a $250 Yokohama tire, brand new. Throws it on there. I would have never made it there. Or I put it, like he said, I was gonna die if I got back on the highway and that tire blew. With the LA traffic, it was like 80, 90 miles an hour. The motherfuckers drive fast out there. But I made it to the meetup, Joel. Bringing up the story, this is interesting. So I got there late. It was almost done. Christian and Carlos and JJ's already spoken, and then it was Mikey Carcamo speaking. And he goes, everybody, hey, I told you I'm looking for 2 apprentices to join my team. He goes, whoever wants to apply to be my apprentice, come up here. I'm only going to pick 2 of you. So like 8, 9 people went up there trying to be his apprentice, and he picked 2. I didn't even try. I'm just standing around there, talking to other guys from Powerhouse Mastermind, like Jesus Lopez and Mike Sherry and Mark X Chang and Carlos I was talking to. Well, they all left. I didn't have anywhere to go because I just left Las Vegas, loaded up my car, and I'm heading to the Grand Canyon, going to Pace's office in Phoenix to join Sub 2. And then I was going to go to Texas and then Miami. And so I just hung out. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to listen to these guys read. So it's Mikey, Michael Barcina, Veen Kirkpatrick, and that was it. And there was can't remember his name, but the one kid, I'm frozen. This is really crazy. This kid, I can't remember his name. He still follows me, but he tells me his dog's names. He goes, dude, I always think about you every day. I'm like, what do you mean? You think about me every day? He's like, yeah. You're not gonna believe this, but my dog is named Larry Parsons. I'm like, what? Shut up. Literally, his dog was named Larry Parsons. That's fucking crazy. At the meetup. So, anyways, it comes to the reading part. They were both reading for Mikey, and it's called Transcendental Meditation. So when Bean was reading it, she was reading it. It was very short, and we all closed our eyes. Well, I didn't, but they did. Well, I did for a minute. And you were supposed to do what she said. You're supposed to breathe like this. You're supposed to stand a certain posture and do this. And then Michael Barcina had his turn to read. And he read, and his was a little bit longer. And, and Mikey's videoing this whole thing. So then it's the third part of the reading. Now it's a full page. And Bean looked and she's like, oh, man. Here, you do it. And Michael's looking at it and he's like, And I'm standing there. Joel, you'll love this, right? I was like, who's going to read? Mikey goes, who's going to read? You guys got to do it. You got to keep going. And I said, I'm sitting right there. I go, give me that thing. I'm going to read it. So I start reading it. I've always been a good reader since I was a kid. I used to always be the first one, like when teachers, can you read this shit? I'd be the first one to read. So I read it, and Mikey, I was reading. I wasn't paying attention to what they were doing, but Mikey was like, "Oh my god!" At the end of it, and they were like, "Dude," they were like swaying back and forth and stuff because I'm reading, tell them what to do, and they're breathing and everything. And Mikey Carcamo, he tells me, he goes, "You know what? I know your superpower." I was like, "My superpower? How do you know that? I just met you." He goes, "Your superpower. Pace tells you everybody has a superpower. You're a storyteller. That's your superpower, Joel." So, I guess that's my superpower. And so that was very interesting. Thanks for bringing that up, Joel. Let me see some of these comments here. Did I see God? No. I didn't even know I was dead. I don't know. I don't remember the day before. All I remember is waking up. When I woke up, I did see the brightest light ever when I woke up, and when I came out, it was blinding. It was super bright, and then things came into focus. I seen the nurses. So I don't remember. That's the only thing I can remember is bright light. People say there's a bright light. Well, I guess I didn't go all the way up. I was hovering there for a minute. Um, Learning from your mistakes takes courage to make the necessary changes. You are successful. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, yeah, Tio. Thank you, thank you. She needs the prayers. It's tough. Yeah, it is. Sure has been a long year. We all deserve a damn break. We've been through much these past 2 years. I'm right there with you in the struggle. Thank you, Nicole. I'm with you too. Um, don't be afraid to show your feelings. I'm never afraid to show my feelings. But thank you, Pansy. I'll take a virtual hug. Um, you can do it, Joel. I believe in you. God believes in you. Yeah, great storyteller. So I was only going to come on here for 30 minutes. Look, it's already been an hour and 15 minutes. Isn't that crazy how that happens? That's because I love you guys. And you know what? I think this is a lot better time. Um, I I think I'm missing money making activity time by getting prepared to do the podcast at 12:30 in the day. Because I'm also going to do. I talked with Justin last night about it and Jesse Stanton. I'm going to do a Saturday one. Um, it's going to be called the Lions Den. I brought this up before, but Jesse Stanton said, I should do this, and he'd be my first guest. And when I brought it up to Pace at the Deal Maker, when we were Saturday morning, he's speaking on stage, and he was talking about getting out of your comfort zone and building your brand and using Instagram and YouTube. And YouTube lasts forever. It's going to be our library of our lives. Pace was saying, this is, you have to build yourself. You have to, and I already had been doing it, since him and Abraham Gray had started the first Get Creative. That's why I started this podcast. So I had my hand up, and Pace pointed at me, goes, "Larry, I'll get you your question next." And I was like, "What? He knows my name." But I was telling Matt Munson that tonight, telling him the story, and I was telling Soul Mustafa the story. Soul was at the deal maker, but Matt hadn't heard that part, and he's like, dude, he goes, that's really cool. He goes, there's a lot of sub two students who never had the access that you've had to face. I spent hours and hours with him on Saturday and Sunday at the Dealmaker. Not monopolizing, but uh, being in his proximity, listening to him answer other students' questions and stuff that came up to talk to him. Like Keston, Mindset Marlin, Manif, and Love, and Kevin Cho, Effie, Gabriella, and Marta Miner, and Angela Wayne. All these just interacting, being in the proximity of power. 1 hour 15. Yeah, thanks. Now, yeah, we do have to be intentional. Yeah, the Lions Den. So, what is it going to be? And so Pace, I told him my idea about the Lions Den and Jesse Stanton, and he goes, I love it. He goes, you know what? He goes, any of my sub two students, I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm going to help promote you guys. Here's the deal. You have to have done 50 podcasts and been consistent, and I'll come on your podcast. And he goes, I'm not going to come on your first one and then have you just fizzle out, because he was talking about making clones of himself. That's what Pace has been doing with the community. And you didn't see that at the Dealmaker when he was explaining it to us. That we're all clones of him. So he wants us to share our stories and share our journey and do it on YouTube and do it and make yourself out there. And and I said, Pace, later on in the afternoon, I said, Pace, I want you to come on my 100th episode. He goes, done. I'm there. So other sub two students know this, that he'll come on, but you got to be consistent. You have to be regular. You have to be bringing value and helping people and helping their journey. Thanks, Joel. So that was really cool. So that's why I do this, because that fat guy sitting there, I don't even know who that guy was. It's really bizarre to look at him. It's like I'm in a parallel, like a multiverse right now, like I'm in a different timeline. Like things have shifted, It's pretty fucking funny. Look at that neck. You see that there is no neck there. Let me blow this up for you guys. Look at that. There is no neck. It's just all shoulder. Because it goes like this. Just, what? You see my mask on? But now I got the fucking, I call it the turkey shit here. The gobbler. I'm going to need some surgery eventually later on when I lose the rest of this weight. I'm going to get this taken away so it looks all nice and clean. But it's the fucking turkey thing. That's what happens when you lose weight, a lot of weight. When you're that big, you're going to have some extra skin. Just like when you're 500 pounds and you got to get a bidet because you cannot wipe your ass. You literally cannot do it. You just can't. And if you do, you're like already have a heart attack trying to do it. Thanks, Nicole or Joel. I got a jawline. Let's celebrate. Thank you, brother. I am. I'm trying. I hooked Matt up with Andreas tonight. Matt's gonna help him close the deal. Maybe I'll get a bone out of that. But I do that. I often go to creative financing group, and I'm the first one to comment on people when they say I need help, and I say, yeah, I'm a sub two student, and let me help you, and I'll find somebody. And I had people submitting deals to the pipeline for Mikey Carcamo, but something happened with their follow ups and stuff. So I don't know how many deals I lost that I had people submit. I had maybe 20 people submit deals to that pipeline. I'd ask about follow ups. I'd like, what happened? What's going on with this guy? There's one kid, Brandon Epley. He had the thing under contract, and I don't think it ever got closed. I feel bad for him, and it's not my fault, but he submitted it, and I told him to shop it around more, but nothing. It wasn't on me after that point. I'm doing the connector thing, so I can only connect you, and you still have to vet the person that I'm connecting you with. So you have to do your own due diligence as well. The way to sell your deal that I can't do it. I didn't have a buyer, but I do have buyers now. I do have multiple buyers as I would sense a deal maker. Um, there you go. Yeah, Joel, you need to do it. You need to get out there. But, yeah, so I didn't mean to tell you guys about Tia. I don't really like to talk about Tia. It's really painful to talk about her. Yeah, I love Tia, but God knows better than me. He had to take that out of my life because I know why he did it, because I would have went back down the hole with her. I would have done anything she wanted to do. I would have followed her to the gates of hell, literally and figuratively, and that's where we would have headed. You know, God separated us for a reason. God kept us separate for a reason. I wouldn't be sitting here. Probably, I would be back with her, running around the streets of Vegas, robbing banks and shit, doing shit that we shouldn't be doing. What are the deals fall through our source of guidance, lessons for the next deal? I'm glad Nicole's here too. I'm glad you're here, Joel. I'm glad you're here, Pansy. I see Channing Jackson. Um, who's Andy Misha? I don't know. I don't remember seeing that name, but Channing Jackson. That's one good-looking motherfucker. If I was gay, he's got like that jawline and those solid eyes. He's pretty fucking handsome. Um, so yeah, it's 1 o'clock, so it was a great discussion. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Pansies. Thank you, Nicole. And thank you, Nettie and Elizabeth and everybody else that joined and listened to this for however long you were here. But I do have to try and get some sleep. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Should we make a regular thing here? Late night, Larry of the Line. Any feedback on it? You think we want to do this? Is this a more available time for you? You really can't call any sellers or agents at this time. So I mean, you're really not doing any money making activities, and it's a great way for. Thank you, Nicole. It's a great way for us to hang out and look at this fat guy and laugh at him. Jesus Christ, that thing is horrible. Oh my God. Here, I'm going to give you guys one more view. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's nuts. So, anyways, let's go to sleep, guys. Remember, say your prayers. He's listening. He's watching. You know, first thing you do when you wake up, you better say, "Thank you, Jesus." Then do whatever else you do with your Lord's prayer and meditations and reading and affirmations and exercise. You gotta get that miracle morning going. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Joel. Oh, all right, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being part of my life, being part of my journey. I love you guys. Have a great night. Peace. Wait, hold on. I gotta fix something with my settings though before I go. It's all messed up. Um, no, all right. I don't know what I did. I messed it up. I gotta fix this. What? Oh, I'm messing all this stuff up. Undo. Oh, oh no. What is this shit? I don't know what was wrong with this thing. But anyways, so I wish you guys a good night. It's 1 a.m. Remember, put God first in everything you do. And sub 2 for life. Wait, where's the here it is. So thank you guys. Have a great night. I love you. Thank you for being my friends.